Okay, first of all, real proud of our team. It was a total team effort. All week we talked about just playing good, hard-nosed Auburn football, running the football, stopping the run, picking each other up. Our guys really played 60 minutes today, overcame some adversity. We knew, they're a really talented offense. Defensively, you can tell they're improving. In the second half, we had a kickoff return called back. That was a huge momentum play, and then had to get the ball back, I guess, at the 20-yard line. We had a snap over our punter's head, and our defense, held right there. And then we dropped an extra point, and the momentum with that. We got the ball back. I think we went 3 and out and went backwards. Our defense stopped them when they had to with 4.5 minutes left when they got the ball. We didn't have to use our 2 timeouts. Then the offense got the ball back and we got a couple first downs, and then they're playing 2-man, and Bo and Seth, it was a perfectly executed play on that back shoulder, and then the safety overran it. Seth made a really good move, and I think Eli got a block and went house call with it. And then obviously they're very talented on offense, and to be able to hold them out. But very happy for our team. We talked about being balanced, running the football. Looks like we did that again. We talked about third downs, and we were 11 of 16 on third down, and trying to keep defense off the field, and they were 10 of 16 on third down. So you went down to the very end. That's just the way this year is going. But we had an extremely tough week last week, and our guys held it together, and they fought, and this will be some good momentum for us moving forward with the way we won. Questions?
First question is from Jake Wiese.
Hey, Coach. How big of an impact was it having KJ Britt out there, and when did you learn that he was going to be on the sidelines for this game?
Well, last week, he just had surgery and his hand was still kind of throbbing, or he would have went with it last week. But he's our team leader, and his presence is really special. He's our team leader, not just offense, defense, special teams, but his presence was really big today.
Next question is Jason Caldwell.
Gus, this you mentioned getting some stops on defense, and in those 2 drives, what does fourth quarter mean for you guys, and what did you see out of your team in the last 15 minutes?
Yeah, when they went and scored, and then they kicked the extra point and went up by 1, and you could just see the momentum shift. And then our offense, we went backwards, 3 and out, had to punt, and they had a short field. Our defense held, got the ball back. And then you got to make a play. You got to win the game. The offense was in that situation where you got to win the game. We were just down by 3 or 1, so we could have kicked a field goal. But I just looked at offense executed when they had to. Bo was 3 of 4 and 82 yards on that last drive, and he was on target. And and so that had an opportunity to win the game, and that's what they did.
Let's go to Justin Ferguson.
Hey, Gus. Bo obviously had a tough game last week with the 3 interceptions, but he took care of the ball today. Had that game-winning pass, ran the ball well. How pleased were you the way he responded after what was a tough week last week?
Yeah, he responded like a champ. He came back, he fought his tail off. We protect the football, and when you protect the football, especially on the road, you got a real chance of winning. And we did that. It starts with him on the ball protection, and he led our offense. And it was a really good team effort. Like I said, the big thing from my standpoint is just each group picking each other up and responding when they had to.
Question from Ryan Hennessy.
Coach, that pass at the end, Bo to Seth Williams, that's been a lethal combination all year long. They kind of had a little bit of a discussion on the sideline last week, but what does that mean for them to come back and step up in time that you really needed them?
Like I said, it was a tough week last week, and we had a tough loss, a game that we thought we could have won. And, you have to do some soul searching. Our team, they responded, they practiced like they were undefeated, which is really hard to do, and just had that refuse to lose mentality. And Bo and Seth, they got a special bond. And so, like the game on the line, it was 2-man and guys inside, and Bo's got a throw before the safety gets over. He threw a great back shoulder ball that you got to throw it a little bit quicker than you normally would with two man. And it was executed to perfection. And then Seth kept his feet and house called it.
Question from Nathan King.
Hey Gus, hey, you kind of talked about it last week, but how pleased were you with what Sean was able to do coming back from injury and kind of spelling Tank there?
Yeah, Sean, he's getting closer to 100%. He runs extremely hard. And, those two, DJ got a little banged up on that one run. So those two really carried the load. I thought they ran extremely hard. I thought they broke tackles. So it was good, and they protected the football.
Question from Mark Murphy.
Yeah, Gus, can you talk about the two big plays Roger McCreary made on the fake punt and then also on fake field goal?
On the fake field goal. The fake field goal, it was just a great play. And, Travis Williams really is in charge of our field goal block team. He brought a block from the other side. They got in a really good stance like they were coming, so that's the reason they ran the play. And, of course, Roger made a great play. And then down there on that, I guess it was the first drive, and, he had the interception down there in the end zone. Of course, he's trying to house call it. He came out. We only got the ball in the 5, but, he returned 100 yards, earlier in the year. So he was thinking score. So, but he had a really good day.
How important is it to get in the running game going again, over 200 yards again today?
Yeah, I was at 3 weeks in a row. And like I said, if you're able to run the football, it takes a lot of pressure off everybody. And, this team's growing. I said last week our offense is a work in progress. And what I meant by that is our offensive line for the first time had the same 5 guys. This week it was 2 weeks in a row. And I think we can keep building upon that. Anytime you can rush for 200 yards in this league, you got a good chance of winning.
Question from Christian Clemente.
Gus, you just kind of talked about it a little bit, but talk about Tank Bigsby, another 100-plus yard game, first time since Kerryon Johnson 2017.
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
Yeah, you just kind of talked about it a little bit, but talk about Tank Bigsby having another big game for the 3rd game in a row.
Yeah, he's running with passion. He's breaking tackles. I think he came into this game tied for first or something, breaking tackles in the country. So he's continuing to do that.
We've got 4 more questions in the queue. So that'll wrap us up. First one's from Tom Green.
Gus, similar to Bo, just how good was it to see Seth bounce back after a rough outing last week with one of the better performances of his career, and I think his 3rd game-winning touchdown?
Yeah, he's an impact player, and the sign of a really, really good player is when they have a tough week the week before, and they come back and they rebound, and it doesn't surprise me at all. He's an impact player for us. I made a lot of good 3rd down catches and made a really good catch on that one where he went up and the high point of the ball. I think we got the ball on the 1 after that. And of course, the last play was classic.
Next question's from Brian Matthews.
Yeah, Coach, thank you for speaking to us. I wanted to ask you about Brandon Council. How serious did that injury look at first, and how do you think that sets up for
I don't know. It didn't look very good with him coming off the field. So, hopefully it's not that bad. He's been so instrumental with the guys up front, could give us flexibility with the different positions he can play. So very hopeful that's not anything serious.
We've got 2 more questions. The first is from Steve Moulton.
Hey, Coach, congratulations on the win. The timeouts towards the end of regulation, what was the overall message to the defense and specifically the secondary right there, Coach?
Yeah, the game's on the line. I wanted to see how they were lined up formation-wise, if they were trying to put 84 to the boundary or whatever they were doing. And then probably the main reason I was wanting to give our guys a blow. Our guys were a little bit gassed at the end. So that was the reason, to give our guys a blow, see where they're putting people in and try to predict, who they're going to try to get the ball to.
Last question for Coach Malzahn is from Gianna Home.
Hi, Coach. Kind of going off of that, how did you see the defense respond today in critical situations?
Well, when the game was on the line, they did it again. I think that's 2 weeks in a row where, there was still, 4 minutes left or whatever, and we had 2 timeouts, and I just felt real strong. Let's just let it play out. I think we got the ball back with 2.5 minutes, but they responded when they had to, and that they picked each other up. The offense responded when they had to. So, like I said, a lot of times it's how you win, and it was a true team win today, and something we can build upon.
Thank you, Coach Malzahn. We'll reset for a minute, and our next guest will be Seth Williams. Started with Seth. If you have a question, put it in the chat, and we'll call on you. Question is from Jason Caldwell. First question from Jason Caldwell.
Seth, obviously when you catch a ball right there, only thing on your mind scoring a touchdown when you got your hands on it?
Yeah, definitely. I looked around, see who was around me, and I just seen the end zone, so I just kept running.
How much of a focus was it for you guys just to bounce back after last week and knowing that it was going to take some points to win this game?
It was a big emphasis on it. We had a little struggle last week, but like we came this week with our mindset that we was going to refuse to lose, and that's what we did when we came out.
Next question's from Justin Ferguson.
Hey, Seth, you caught a lot of balls over the middle of the field, kind of doing a little bit more of that in today's game. Is that something that you really enjoy doing and feel like that can be a way to kind of get open a little bit more often?
Just something that's changing it around, just giving defense a new look. It's not like I enjoy just catching the ball, period. I don't care where I'm at. I just like catching the ball.
Next question comes from Tom Green.
Just what does it mean to, have that game-winning connection with Bo, especially after everybody made such a big deal after your little sideline conversation with him last week?
It's just like me and Bo, we always bump heads every now and then, but that's just in between. Like two great minds always gonna bump heads, and you just gonna get over it. It wasn't nothing to worry about. Just me and him just being us. We came back and we put it behind us, and we got the win today.
Next question's from Steve Moulton.
Seth, congrats on the win. Tell me how you think the offense performed overall today, you think, Seth?
I think we did pretty well. We executed on third downs. That was a big focus of what we had to do. We knew going into this week that third down was going to be a big thing for us, and we came through on that.
Okay, our next question is from Nathan King.
Hey, Seth. Hey, when we talked to you a while ago about scoring in the red zone, you said you just need to score the ball. You said it's as simple as that. You guys kind of improved on your red zone efficiency today. What did you see in that area in terms of an improvement?
You got to pound the ball in. You got to be physical. Play hard-nosed football, and that's Auburn way. You just run it until they can't stop it.
Next question, Mark Murphy.
Yeah, I wanted to ask about the 2-point conversion play, talk about that, and then also about just helping the team out, pulling out a game like you guys did.
2-point play, we've been working on it for a while. It's just something we do. We knew we was going to execute it when it was called. And then that last drive, everybody just came out with the mindset that we wasn't going to lose. We knew we've been in that. We practiced game-winning drive, not game-winning drive, but 2-minute drives over and over and over again. So everybody felt comfortable and came out and executed.
Thanks.
We've got 3 more in the queue for Seth before we move to our next guest. The first one is Gianna Home.
Hey, Seth. How much confidence did you guys, you and the offense, have in your defense when it had to go out in some of those critical moments?
We have extreme confidence in them. Every time they go out, we know they're gonna get a stop, and we always got confidence in them. Like we know they're gonna stop them regardless. Like they're gonna give us chances after chances, and even if they don't stop them, we know we're gonna make up for them. Like just gotta play off each other.
Next question is from Justin Lee.
Seth, what did you see out of Bo this past week? After his 3 interceptions, what were your conversations like with him after that game? And what did you see out of him coming into this game all week?
Just more confidence. Like he left that game in the past, which the whole team did. We threw that game away and moved on to the next one. It was like we all clicked on a different level. Like we knew we had to make it a game, a statement game. we wasn't gonna let that game affect us, and we gonna come out and get a win no matter what.
Last question to Seth is from Tom Green.
Seth, does anything Tank Bigsby do at this point surprise you? And just what did it mean to have Warren back this week to complement him in the run game?
Every time he run the ball, it's something different. Like, just to see him running it, like, the first person not gonna tackle him, he gonna always run somebody over. Even though they called a kick return back, he still ran the back. Just to see him do that, just amazing. Like, he gonna be special. Just watch out for him.
Thank you. And we will reset, and our next guest. Okay, our first question is from Jake Wiese.
Hey, Owen. Just was wondering how big of an impact was having KJ Britt on the sideline today? And he looked like he was kind of coaching y'all up a lot. How big was that?
It was really good, man. He's one of our team leaders, and just to have him back was a blessing for us. Even in the locker room, at the hotel on the way here, man, he's just being that energizing bunny for us, just keeping us pumped. And even, if we look right on the field or something, he'll come and just calm us down, let us know, what to do, all that. But it was really good to have him back on the field with us.
Question from Justin Ferguson.
Hey, Owen. I think it's the third week in a row that y'all had some tough times in the second half, but get that stop late, give the offense a chance to win the game. I mean, what were the conversations like before that last drive and you guys executing and getting them to punt the ball?
We got to just keep fighting, play Auburn football, keep fighting, no matter how hard it gets. Just don't give up and make sure you keep them out the end zone.
Question from Nathan King.
Hey, Owen. Hey, Jamie kind of talked last week about how he felt going against a really good Ole Miss offense was a chance for you guys to show how good you are. How do you think you guys performed just overall today against a pretty high-powered offense?
I think we did pretty good. It wasn't perfect, but I think we did really solid from how we were preparing this week in practice, and we're just going to improve on and get better even next week.
Question from Brian Matthews.
Hey, Owen, thank you for speaking to us. Just wanted to ask about just the team overall, the momentum you get from this win. How important was it, especially going into LSU next Saturday?
I think that's huge for us, and we got LSU at home. We had a really close game with them last year, so we know we're going to redeem ourselves next Saturday coming up at home. So I think even us being at home is a big advantage for us. And, we look forward to this game.
And if I could have a quick follow-up, how much did it help you guys at linebacker to see those defensive linemen rotating in so much? I saw Dre Butler out there. I saw Jaron Handy out there. It seemed like y'all were getting some more guys in there.
Yeah, it's really good for us just to have more fresh bodies on the field, fresh legs, because, with an offense like this, they're going really fast, so we got to keep fresh bodies out there. So that was really helpful for me as a coach.
Thank you.
I've got two more in the queue for Owen. First one is Jason Caldwell.
Oh, and obviously everybody talked about, the 3 interception game last week. What did you see out of the offense all week leading up to Saturday, and what did it mean for this team to see the offense respond like it did today?
Just the team, they didn't let that get to their head at all. We knew it wasn't, that wasn't good ball that we had last week. And everybody, even on defense, we knew that we had to come out there and just improve each week. So the offense the whole week, man, they were energized. We got Warren back on the field, man. So everybody was happy, man. And we were just looking forward to come dominate today.
To see them put together those couple of drives after you get stops, what was the mood on the sideline after that one was over with?
Man, we were hyped, man. We were hyped. But, this is what we practice, man. It's not like the first time we've seen this before. So that's the standard, and they lived up to it.
And the last question for Owen comes from Mark Murphy.
Yeah, is this the kind of game that can help you moving forward, showing like mental toughness offensively and defensively in the clutch?
Yes, sir, it is. It's SEC ball, man. Games like this, any game, any week, man, it's going to come down to the last second, man. We in the SEC is the best football you're going to get in college. So you got to play every week hard, man. It's going to come down to the last second, in any given week. So yeah, games like this, man, is going to keep us ready for the months to come.
As a defensive player, is it a great feeling to see that interception there in the last play of the game?
Yeah, it is. I saw him I know he wanted to go score, but it was on sideline telling him, get down. So it was kind of funny, but yeah, man, it felt good.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you, Owen.
Thank y'all for having me.
And we will start off with Justin Ferguson.
Hey, Bo, what was this week like? Last week having the 3 interceptions, but getting ready for this game, and you had a really excellent one there. Took care of the ball, made plays. What was the preparation like for this one?
Yeah, last week they were a really good football team, and we came out and played a little sluggish there in the third quarter. And this week we just wanted to play Auburn football, and that's what we came out and did. We ran the ball really well, got things going early on offense, got the ground game going, and then that opened up big passes. And we just made plays when we had to, and we never quit fighting, and we just picked each other up. And this week we just went at it like any other week. We focused on the task at hand, and we worried about Ole Miss.
Question from Jason Caldwell.
Oh, what does it mean for an offense when you have a couple of drives like you guys did in the fourth quarter? You've been a part of teams that have had those. What does it mean moving forward to have a couple of those when you know you got to have them?
It's absolutely huge. Just the way we did it, we just never quit fighting. We continued to battle, and they stopped us there second to last drive, and our defense got the ball right back to us, and we knew with 2 minutes and 30 seconds we could go down and make big things happen. Seth made a great play, and we just never lost hope. We were in it from the get-go, and our guys fought, and it really showed.
Question from Tom Green.
Seth said you guys, always kind of bump heads a lot, but you're able to, put things behind you when you have a disagreement or anything. Just what did it mean for you guys to, put last week behind you and come through with that kind of performance today?
Yeah, we're both competitors, and we both want to win. And I think any great quarterback and wide receiver duo, they have their discussions, and they have their times to where they need to get certain things fixed. And me and Seth, as good as we are, we have those conversations to make sure each other is perfect. And so we came out today, and we just played with each other. And sure enough, at the end of the day, I throw the ball to him and he makes a big play. And so there's no confidence loss in each of us. We both know that we're going to come out and play extremely well. And so, you have games like last week, and then you also have responses like this week for two competitors like that.
Question from Nathan King.
Hey, Bo. Hey, thanks for talking to us. What do you kind of make of the offensive line's development? Coach Malzahn was saying this is really the first back-to-back weeks they've had working as one starting 5 with each other. What do you kind of make of their performance today?
Yeah, we came out and ran the ball just like we wanted to, and that really got our offense going, especially early. We pounded them, and we got some rushing touchdowns, and then that carried on into the second half, and then it opened up our passing game there at the end. Because we ran the ball so well early, it was really helpful for that 2-minute drive there at the end.
Question from Justin Lee.
Hey, Bo, I don't mean to harp on the past, but what did you last week attribute those 3 interceptions to? And then what did you change and tweak this week to have a successful week this week?
Oh, well, if you look at the game last week, we played really, really well on offense. And those 3 interceptions came on third downs, and one was just trying to make a play, one was tipped, and then one was just a miscommunication in a route. And so it looks like, 3 interceptions is bad. It's bad for any quarterback. It's not fun. But just the way they happen, they're easily fixed. And, you look at us today, we came out and played extremely sharp, had no miscommunications. And so that happens in an offense that throws the ball. That happens in an offense that goes against a good team like they had, and they did a good job of covering us, and they made plays. And so that happens. And you just got to move forward. If you're a quarterback and you don't expect to make mistakes, don't expect to have those kind of games, then you're kind of lying to yourself.
Next is Jake Wiese.
Hey, Bo. As a fellow team captain, when did you guys learn that KJ was going to be traveling with the team? And was that a decision by the team captains to have him represent you guys during the coin toss?
That was Coach Malzahn's decision, and we're always happy to travel KJ regardless if he's playing without a thumb, and he does a great job of leading us and being a positive influence for us on the sideline. KJ, his presence was felt, and it's just Coach Malzahn's decision to bring him and then put him out there for the coin toss.
Question from Mark Murphy.
Yeah, but talk about, it is a good feeling to play so well on the road when the criticism is you play really well at home at times and not on the road.
Yeah, it's just you take it game by game and come out. We had a great plan. We ran the ball early. that got things going, and then we just take what they gave us, and can easily could have just kind of folded tent. And as an offense, we could have just said, well, there it goes again, and we could have lost all our hope. But I mean, it just shows what kind of players we are, what kind of players we have, just ultra competitive fighters, and I'm happy to be the quarterback of this team.
Thanks.
Question from Josh Vitale.
Oh, this is 3 straight games that have gone down to the wire. You win 2 of them, make the plays you need. Why do you guys believe in yourselves so much in these situations that you're going to make the plays you need to win these games late?
That's a great question. I think we're just extremely confident. And at the end of the day, we know what we're going to get out of each other. And I think it speaks volumes to our coaching staff and our offense as a whole. And just at the end of the day, just when they put the ball in my hands, it's time to make plays. And we just have confidence in each other. That's really all there is to say. And we know that we're the only team that's capable of stopping ourselves. We kind of showed today whenever we put things together and we execute, we move the ball well. And so there at the end, we just needed someone to make a play, and sure enough, we made it.
We've got time for 2 more. The first one's from Brian Matthews.
Hi, Bo. Thank you for speaking to us. Coach Morris mentioned on the radio before the game that y'all worked this week on setting your feet in the pocket, throwing from your back foot, and trying to go through your progressions a little bit better. Was that helpful for you during the week, and how do you think it worked for you during the game?
Yeah, Coach Morris always, we go through drills in practice, and we've had a big emphasis lately on just sitting there in the pocket and making sure that you don't have a rush, and then you go through your progression. But obviously, it's kind of easy to practice. And it looks great when you do practice, but when things start flying and everything starts getting crazy, you just got to make plays.
Do you think that helped you this week, though?
Can you say that again?
You think that helped you this week, though?
Yeah, I do. I think that I think it really speaks to our offensive line, and they continue to make improvements, and they protected about as good as they protected today, and they just showed up and really did their job, and they ran the ball well, they pass protected well. I never really felt rushed. When they did, it was just a good job of that defense, just creating pressure and covering us down the field. I mean, you're not going to get every single third down, and we obviously know that as an offense, you just got to reserve the right to run. And we did that today and put our defense in better situations, and then therefore we were able to get some of those third downs.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Last question is from Gianna Home.
Hey, Bo, there were some special teams miscues today, some of which could have made a really big difference in the game. What was it like watching them and then coming back from that? And what were you guys saying to your teammates on the special teams?
Yeah, once again, it's just picking each other up from an offense, defense, and special teams point of view. Our defense went right out there, and I'm pretty sure they stopped them on that drive. And then obviously they went down and scored after that extra point, but then we went right back down and scored there at the end, got the 2-point conversion. So we just helped each other pick each other up, and our special teams made huge plays. Tank obviously returned one for a touchdown, and it got called back, which was be interesting to see that call. And but I mean, I thought as a whole, we just did whatever it took to scrap there at the end and just make sure we put together a win.
Okay, thank you, Bo, very much.
Thank y'all.
Gang, that's all we're going to have time for here today. So.